Update: as of Friday morning, 6 people are confirmed dead. A pedestrian bridge under construction collapsed Thursday, just days after crews had dropped an elevated 950-ton span in place on a signature project that was intended to give Florida International University students a safe route across the busy roadway. The massive span, in a sudden, catastrophic failure, crashed down across 8 lanes of heavily traveled Tammany Army Trail, flattening 8 cars. The death toll remained uncertain as rescue crews continued to work into the night to reach vehicles, but late Thursday Miami-Dade Fire Chief Dave Downey confirmed at least 4 people had been killed, including a student from FIU, police sources said. 9 people had been pulled from the rubble by evening and rushed to Kendall Regional Medical Center's trauma unit, including 2 who required immediate surgery. The others sustained injuries ranging from scrapes and bruises to broken bones, which were not considered life-threatening. On campus, some families waited for word on missing loved ones. Even before the dust from the disaster settled, motorists scrambled from their cars to help. At least one woman, Katrina Collazo, was pulled from her half-crushed car, miraculously unscathed. "My daughter is alive," said her mother, Ada Collazo, in Spanish, after rushing to the scene, fearful that another family member also might have been riding in the back. "I thought my granddaughter was in the car, but she wasn't. She's in school." Collazo said her daughter, who had been on campus for a nursing meeting, stopped at a red light when she said she heard what sounded like small rocks falling on her car. As she turned around, the span mashed everything behind the driver's seat. The car next to her was not as lucky. That vehicle was flattened like an aluminum can. It was not immediately clear what caused the collapse of a $14.2 million structure FIU had touted as an innovative, instant bridge because of construction techniques intended to speed up the work and minimize disruption to commuter traffic. The bridge's main 175-foot span, assembled on the side of the road, was raised into place across Tammany Army Trail on Saturday in less than 6 hours. But the project was far from complete and not expected to open to student foot traffic until 2019. Several witnesses reported that 2 workers were on the bridge when it collapsed shortly before 2 p.m. Early in the day, Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez said the bridge had undergone a stress test, but it was unclear what, if any, role that might have played in the failure. FIU President Mark Rosenberg confirmed there was testing on the bridge sometime before the collapse, but said the testing was proper. "I have not spoken directly to Manila Construction, but I am satisfied that the testing that was occurring was consistent with best practices," Rosenberg said shortly after 8 p.m. "I'm not an engineer, so I'm not privy to those details. I know that tests occurred today. I believe, that they did not prove to lead anyone to the conclusion that we would have this kind of a result. But I do not know that is a fact." Late Thursday came the first definitive word from a government official about what was being done on the bridge when it fell. U.S. Senator Marco Rubio, RFL, said in a Twitter post that the cables that suspend they were being tightened when it collapsed today. Rubio, a Miami Republican, did not elaborate on the information. But he was in a position to know inside details about the catastrophe. He traveled to the FIU campus Thursday on same plane with Rosenberg. He said he spoke to MCM partner Pedro Manila amid the rubble and he attended private briefings at FIU. The late post came soon after Governor Rick Scott and Rubio both promised swift investigations. "We will hold anybody accountable if anybody has done anything wrong," Scott said. Rubio also vowed an exhaustive review with scrutiny of science and engineering that went into the project. "The families and the survivors deserve to know what went wrong," he said. The National Transportation Safety Board announced that it was dispatching a team of 15 to examine the collapse and investigators expected to be on site by late Thursday. Authorities stressed that it could take days or more to determine what went wrong. But one agency, the Florida Department of Transportation, quickly distanced itself, issuing a fact sheet saying it had a limited role in the project and emphasizing FIU's responsibility for testing and safely completing the bridge. Designed as a cable-supported bridge, the project was a collaboration